Hello, everyone, and welcome back for another edition of 8 Minutes with Aaron. I'm, of course, your host, Aaron, and today we're going to talk about WWE Monday Night Raw that took place on November 3rd, 2025 at the Rio Rancho Event Center in Rio Rancho, New Mexico. So let's get rolling with a fresh edition of this guy right here, Aaron. WWE Monday Night Raw started off with their new heavyweight champion of Monday Night Raw, CM Punk, who pulled off the victory over Jey Uso at Saturday Night Main Event. CM Punk came in the ring and said, listen, this is a long-awaited championship that I've really wanted for a long time. I was always getting thwarted by Seth Rollins, but now since he's not here, maybe things will go a lot different. And I'm ready to take on anyone, any competitors in the back who want to face me. He went down a list of people saying Sheamus, JD McDonough, Finn Balor. He even tossed in Dominic Mysterio. He even said to John Cena, if you want to try for an 18th title reign, I'm here. You tell me, you name the date, and we will go at it. And as CM Punk was going to hold up the title and call the end of his segment, out came Logan Paul. Logan Paul came into the ring and started talking shit, and CM Punk's like, no. When I meant anybody in the back, I didn't mean you. You are not great. You're not cool. You're a piece of shit. I can go on and on about a lot of stuff that CM Punk should have said and he might not have said. And then he's like, why don't you just go over to SmackDown and face Ilya Dragunov for the United States title for his open challenge? Just get out of here. And then they were interrupted. That's right. It's just interruptions back and forth. We had Paul Heyman coming out with the Vision, which was Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. They came in the ring. Braun Breaker wants the championship title. Paul Heyman's like, Logan Paul, you better back down, or we're going to smack you down too. Like we're going to do CM Punk. A brawl broke out. CM Punk came back into the ring with a steel chair, hit Bronson Reed, I believe, and then they scurried off to the back. And Logan Paul and CM Punk stood tall. Logan Paul actually tried to defend CM Punk, so I don't know what's going on. I know exactly what's going on. You'll have to find out later. Okay, let's go to the first match, which is Nikki Bella and Stephanie Valkyrie versus Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez. I'm not really going to go too much into these matches. They go back and forth. You get a hot tag. Someone comes in. Someone does this, that, and the other thing. I guess I can say that about every single match. But I do want to just say that Nikki Bella has doing a lot better than she did in her last previous matches. Even though last week was a little setback when she did that drop kick and almost knocked the shit out of Roxanne Perez and maybe gave her a little stumbly bumbly, because I could have sworn there was an X almost thrown up during that encounter. But this one did end with what's called a pop rocks on the Nikki Bella from Roxanne Perez. She got the 1, 2, 3, and after the match, Nikki Bella looked really upset that she caused, the loss for her team, and just looked at Stephanie Valkyrie like, oh man, I fucked up, please don't hate me, blah, 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 blah. And later on during the night, I'm just going to say this now, they had a segment that was too long, too awful, and it was just so bad. But she just apologized, and I really thought that Nikki Bella was going to turn heel, but he did not turn heel. But yeah, Nikki Bella is looking a lot better in the ring. Anyway, the next match that we had was Penta versus El Grande Americano. I mean, look, I like Penta, and I like El Grande Americano. You might not like him. I do. I think he's kind of funny. He came out with the two, cronies, the Red and Blue Jaw, and they didn't help him during the match as much, which could have helped because El Grande Americano did lose after a Penta driver, and Penta did get the 1, 2, 3. This match is getting it up because I do like both sides, and I really do like the dynamics of the jumping and the luchador and all that other good shit. Even though I don't know when Ludwig Kaiser is ever going to take off the mask, because when Chad Gable comes back, it's going to be quite interesting unless they don't continue with Chad Gable being El Grande Americano. But there were little shenanigans. The Rayo dude did give the iron or the faceplate or the metal thing in El Grande Americano's mask, but it was all confusing and all that other shit. So, Penta won. All right, let's see. Where are we at here? All right, boom. I think Dominic Mysterio came out next. Yes, we had Dirty Dom come out and he said he was the king of the luchadors. Everyone should praise me. I'm the greatest IC champion ever. And there will never be anyone like me. I'm the greatest Mysterio. And then all of a sudden we hear 619, 619. Look, everybody, it's me, 619. Rey Mysterio makes his grand return to Monday Night Raw. He was out with an injury. I think he had a hamstring injury or some shit like that. And, People are cheering for Dirty Dom. And then Mysterio's like, you really think you're better than all these other luchadors like El Santo and Eddie Guerrero? And then Dominic goes, keep my father's name out of your mouth. What? That's a throwback to years ago when they had a parental thing between Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio. There was like a contract on a pole who got fatherly ownership over Dominic, parental rights, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I don't know. I don't prepare this shit, so I'm just mumbling and going on. And yeah, Rey Mysterio is basically like, you're disrespecting Lucha Libre and you're a chump. And Dominic's like, listen, get the hell out of my ring. You're not a champion. And, Rey Mysterio is like, as long as I'm around, you will never be the king of the luchadors. And then Dominic tried to take a swing at Rey Mysterio. And then Rey Mysterio eventually landed a 619 to close the segment. Same shit, different day. I'm sure there will be a match in AAA for the AAA World title. We had another match. We had Bayley and Lara Valkyria versus the Kabuki Warriors. Now, this is Asuka's 10th year anniversary, so I think they're trying to give a lot of love to Asuka and shit like that. Maybe give her a tag team win. Because it was at the end, I'm just going to skip to the end. Asuka got the Asuka lock on Lara Valkyria, and she tapped out. Wow. I'm giving this shit an up because Asuka won, and the Kabuki Warriors won, and I like Kairi Sane with the insane elbow. And following the match, they were going to beat the shit out of Bayley and Lara Valkyrie. And then Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss came to make the save, and they rolled out of the ring and left. Bye. See you later. All right, then we had a rematch. That's right, a WWE Tag Team title rematch. You saw last week, AJ Styles and Dragon Lee are like, yo, we'll give you the match, Finn Balor and JD McDonough. This was actually a pretty freaking good match. I'm not going to lie. These tag team matches that they've been having are a fire. AJ Styles is just phenomenal. I don't know what he's taking, but he was running up and down this out in the ring, doing crazy shit. Dude, he was on a whole nother level. So was Dragon Lee. Dragon Lee's on a whole nother level. JD McDonough, I can't tell you how much I am so freaking, he's great. And so is Finn Balor. They're all great. These are all four awesome competitors. In the end, JD McDonough went to the top. A Styles cut McDonough off and hit a Styles Clash for the win. Beautiful Styles Clash. And it was enjoyable. You should really watch it. This is definitely getting an up. That's right. It is definitely getting an up. And yeah, still tag team champions AJ Styles and Dragon Lee, obviously. And then finally we get to our last match, which was made from the beginning of I guess I forgot to mention. It's Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed versus Jey Uso and CM Punk. This match is every time it's Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker, I always think they're going to murder the shit out of whoever they're facing. And CM Punk is a little bit, older. So I always think CM Punk's getting his ass beat. But not really. They didn't get his ass beat that bad. It was really Jey Uso who got his ass beat throughout this thing. And it ended him in a double DQ on the outside. And then Logan Paul came down to the ring, acted like he was going to help CM Punk and hit him with the brass knucks and handed him over to Paul Heyman. It was like, hey, ha, ha, ha. Like, what kind of twist is this? This is stupid. I don't know what to tell you, folks. That match is getting it up. Logan Paul's definitely getting it down. My name is Aaron. Thank you for joining me with 8 Minutes with Aaron. I will see you next time. We're going to do more stuff, more things, and, of course, more of me. I'll see y'all later. Goodbye.